Alright, anyway, in the top left side we have ourselves a blue Zerg player fighting for the KZ Gamers. It is Solar. Bottom right side we do have ourselves a red Terran player fighting for the Shopify Rebellious people of the world. The Rebellion they are called. He is Byun. Rebel scum. Sorry, I just wanted to get the Star Wars reference in there. So we did end up with a spawning pool first there for Solar, something that is worth mentioning for sure. Let me get this actually set up so I can have my own chat here again. There we go, now I can see what you guys are saying. Check your Twitter just for shits and giggles, and now you see this. I mean, it's good, isn't it? You gotta be. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. You're just stuck here now. There's no sleep for you, good sir. No sleep for you. Alright, good amount of. Actually, that's only four. 4 Zerglings will be coming knocking. 2 Marines ready to receive the knocking. But actually, there might be 4 pretty soon already. 4 Marines do beat the 4 Zerglings. But at least Solar, you know what, with those 4 Zerglings, you kind of guarantee safety against any type of proxy Rex, which isn't that unlikely when you are playing against Byun. Anything else happening here? Third base will be coming up, so yeah, Solar really just looking to be playing it safe with that spawning pool, I would say. Sometimes you get a bit of aggression going, of course, but I mean, without a Reaper on the map of Byun, just going straight for those Marines, very difficult to do. The Speedlings, let's see, okay, being very careful with them, not losing them, I like that. Seeing what he can get done and gets out of there. Doesn't get the 1 SCV, but that's fine. It's fine. No third command center yet. We're just looking at a pretty standard 1-1-1 here. Aliens coming out. There is a medevac as well being produced. We'll have to see what units he will be trying to pick up with those. Assuming it's going to be the Marines. Actually, well, we have an armory coming in as well. So a Hellbat bush coming in. It might just be straight through the front door with everything then. Solar does appear to kind of be prepping for this in a little bit. We're not seeing a Baneling Nest yet. I would love to see a Baneling Nest right now. Starting to pop up, but he's making a Spine Crawler instead. That does cover a lot of ground as well. Third base, of course, still exposed. He's getting a fair majority of links involved. He's got himself a good amount of queens as well, I suppose. He's up to 5. 2 more are about to be ready. Right now, I'm really curious whether or not he saw this coming with that Spine Crawler. Maybe that was just a safety measure, but we'll see. Nothing else new is going to be added in. That Spine Crawler, not meant to be, unfortunately, is going to get ruined before anything else happens here. And wow, Solar just a couple of seconds too late with that Spine Crawler, I suppose. It's not going to be able to take out the medevac. It's not going to be able to take out the Hellbats. It's not going to be able to take out the Marines. That's just how this ends. Unfortunately for Solar, GG is cold. Alright, so far, not going so swell. May want to look out for a bit extra safety here. Like we said, the Baneling Nest could have been a huge boon in that situation. The Spine Crawler a little bit earlier, perhaps not going for the spawning pool first, allowing you to drone up initially and then get the Zerglings and such. It does help out for those situations as well, of course. Just being able to have that little extra kick in your economy in the earlier parts of the game. You're going to be a lot more settled when those Hellbats run in, right? Regardless, in the top right side, somebody who is going to get Proxy 2 Rex right now and is not going to go with the spawning pool first. It's KZ Gaming. Solar. So really, kind of the rock, paper, scissors aspect of this matchup in the early parts really not working out for Solar so far, I want to say. Regardless, it's working out for this man right here, the bottom left side, the red Terran, Shopify Rebellious Byun. Okay, fortune does shine upon the face of Solar sometimes, though, on occasion, it does happen. There we go. This Overlord will be able to pick up on what's happening here, sees the plans in motion. Overlord does get spotted as well, so the SCV just runs forward. He's going to try to get himself something started here. A bunker finishing up on this higher ground in the natural base could already be devastating, of course. It could mean the end of the game almost, in a sense, if Solar just misplays 1 second. Byun here, if he messes this up, it's not going to be the end of the world for him, of course, but he's just not going to be in the greatest position. All right, there we go. The first bunker already has to be cancelled. A lot of drones being pulled here. We're going to get the Zerglings involved pretty soon. Solar just trying to buy time, right? He doesn't actually want to fight with the drones. They just have to be there to make sure that the bunker doesn't get up. That's all he wants. As long as he denies that from being a thing, eventually he's going to be able to overwhelm the Marines here. Quite tremendously so, as we can see now. The Zerglings already doing quite a number on them. Wouldn't mind them running backwards here, but there we go. And yeah, from this point onwards, Solar absolutely fine, of course. We'll re-continue the drone production, get that work account all the way up to wherever he wants it to be for the time being. It's a great way to kind of make it seem like you know what you're talking about, but not really know what you're talking about at the same time. You know, you're not going to call any hard numbers. You're just going to say, like, he can drone up wherever he feels like he can to. But yeah, it's a little bit safer now because of this, right? There's still a squadron of Marines, but on their own, they're not ever going to be able to break through here. There's a good bit of creep now on the highway to the high ground as well. So yeah, got to be wary of those situations. Now, is Solar going to try to take the opportunity here to get aggressive on his opponents? Players such as Rogue and such we have seen utilize the Roach Warren in times like these with a great effect. Coming in straight after that Proxy 2 racks as they're flying back across the map. No production for the Terran. And the Zerg just kind of comes in there. Looks like Solar once again kind of the player of the defense instead. Loves to play defensively, this man here, and just try to eke out that way. A bit too ambitious or too quick, trying to jump the gun here on those Marines. Losing quite the HP pool on those. This is a bit of a... What's happening here? Alright, there we go. Thought he started that a while ago. Ooh, losing the Queen. Losing the Queen, that is bad. Not something you'd like to have happen here. Not something that's really supposed to be happening here. These Marines are getting a lot more value than I ever would have thought they may have achieved. And now, once again, Solar. I hate to be a hardball here, but that was horrible. The way he's handling this, it's just... Like, look at the way it's trading out. Overall, he's lost more than double the amount of minerals here in value. His third base isn't that early on either. It's still in trouble. It's still in danger. With those Zerglings here, there's the 2 Hellions. Okay, the Viking can go up in the air. Okay, he's finally held. Somewhat. It might just continue with the new Hellions here. Banshees also coming out and about. There is a single one available right now. I believe I didn't miss anything there. Yeah, okay. That's rough. That is rough. There's a Roach Warren coming up. Interesting position here. Just bang on the ramp at his natural base. Wondering what that is supposed to kind of stop from happening. Maybe he's planning to make a bigger wall in case Byun goes for, like, I don't know, more Hellions? I'm not entirely sure. Could be a hard place to scout as well, though, to be fair, right? Because air units are going to be rotating around these areas. Any pushes most likely going to be on the third rather than the natural, so maybe that's why. It does get scouted, though, so... If that was the reason... not going to help out. Byun here, casually picking up, what, 8 drones there. He's going to get a 9th. It's out of vision range now of that Spore Crawler on the high ground as well. Just making the life of Solar an absolute miserable existence. As this Banshee still just ruining the Queens. Out they go. Still some drones here. Oh, no, never mind. There's a Spore Crawler. That's a Queen. Cannot commit onto that position. We'll just be running away from this. Don't lose that Banshee. That got really close. 8 HP remaining. Byun looking pretty solid once again. Zerglings just running for the drones. Zergling's not quite there to protect it. The Queen's doing a pretty good job though, so only 3 drones to get picked off. But you know, that to the total 15 drones right now. Around the 7-minute mark. That's not a bad amount of drones to have picked off, especially if you're just trading efficiently as well at the same time. Right, 15 drones killed when you've lost your two Banshees, you've lost your initial Marine push, you've lost your Hellions. None of that happened. He still has all that stuff, right? Like, he lost the bare minimum of anything you could lose, I would say. And he managed to get 15 drones, so this is a big deal now for him. He's going to be able to make life difficult on the other side. The Hellions very capable of dealing with any type of a Ling run-by. Already nipped it in the behind. And without that Ling run-by forcing this aggression to go backwards, I'm not sure if there's a real chance for Solar to hold on here. He's got the Roaches out and about. He's making Ravages. It looks like Byun's still kind of struggling to really decide whether or not he's going to go for it. And is moving backwards right now. He did force out a lot of Roaches once again. Not killing his opponent right now. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of just casually moving backwards and getting ready for the next part of this game where he's still in a good position. Can get through the creep. Yeah, the creep spread of Solar has been pretty good, right? Considering how much aggression has been right on top of him. Like, endless amounts of Hellions, Vikings, and Marines just running through non-stop. Look at this, more Banshees here, just killing creep then. I mean, we still got a good 2-line creep here in pretty much all of the locations. Very impressive. Solar now moving on forwards. This third base of Byun should be able to be protected rather easily. But losing some of the supply depots. Maybe making Byun just feel a little bit less secure about moving out, right? Those types of plays can't be undervalued on that aspect. Because otherwise, maybe Byun would have felt like, alright, let me just move out with my entire army. Now, you know, stuff like, oh, he's attacking with Roaches and Ravages on this expansion. I guess I'd better leave some stuff there to defend it, right? You can change the plays that your opponent makes for your betterment. And here we have Solar kind of denying that medevac drop very nicely. Starting to set up with the lurk attack right now as well, which is going to give him a second life, I would kind of call it, in this game. Suddenly the value pendulum is supposed to be swinging into his favor quite nicely at that point in time, especially since we do not have any real advancements in the technological tree of our Terran player here. I guess we do have the +2/+2 coming in. A lot more siege tanks as well being produced, but no ghosts, no liberators, nothing of the sorts. Not just quite yet, but perhaps Byun here with a different plan. Maybe he wants to take out his opponent before the lurkers are actually out and about. There's 3 of them right now being produced. They do not have a single upgrade just quite yet, so even if they do arrive, 3 of them are not going to be a game-deciding unit combination all of a sudden. And Byun just moving forwards once again, making life just horrible for the Zerg here. The Roaches and Ravages They might look sturdy in supply, but when you put them to the test against the Marines and Marauders with those medevacts, they crumble rather quickly. That is even without the upgrade advantage for Byun yet being in effect. That is still coming in here, guys, for a short period of time. Actually, the Vipers helping out a ton against the siege tanks. Alright, Solar does clean up again, but what's this? That is a new, fresh army of Terran just coming in right here. Jumping forwards, these lurks they should be able to defend this area right now. Unless if the entire body of units just lets them be and sacrifices them. That is a different story, of course. I thought Solar would be able to defend there with the 3 lurkers and just the Roaches Ravagers as well together. I guess he was moving backwards to help his Vipers get more energy. And then he moved his army backwards as well, kind of maybe forgetting that he already queued up the command for the lurkers to go over here. Or maybe he thought, you know, those times where you think you can move them back in time, but then they're already in the ground and the command didn't come through, so they don't move with the army. I think something like that happens. Alright, Solar's still holding on to his bases. He's still mining. Maybe I shouldn't have set that. Maybe. It's going okay. Look at that. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. He's got a lurker there. He's got the cloud of green gas. You know, the blinding cloud. I have my theory about the blinding cloud. Why it blinds people. I think it's because it's just a horrible stench, and immediately your eyes just tear up and you can't see anything anymore. Alright, we're moving forwards here. The siege tanks trying to obliterate whatever is coming forwards, but Roaches with the Hydras there will be sufficient at breaking that sieged up position of the Terran here, which is a very good sign for the Zerg. Breaking that siege, I feel like, is one of the main things he needed to do now. That's going to give him a lot more breathing room. Byun still attempting different areas though as well. Making the place on the other side. This feels like a bit of a desperation play, trying to wiggle himself into any bit of damage that he can. It could cause his opponent to make mistakes though, and that looks like what's happening here. 5th base of Solar does get taken out. Now back to 4. To be fair, Byun has been on 4 bases all this time as well. Big. Wow, okay, he's going for it now. He's just going for it now. Avoiding all the lurkers, up into the ships, right into the main base, moving on forwards, getting the roaches that are coming in one by one as the Poga line continues. Ooh, a couple of biles as well, landing on the face of the friendly units. As Byun just trying to figure out where are those lurkers and where is anything else that I do want to actually have a fight with. 10 workers go down in total there as well, as they are attempting to long distance mine more units over here, but the lurkers, a quick movement there from Solar will secure his 4th base. Losing the 5th base is rough, but it's not horrible for Solar. It's still a winnable position, right? As with those lurkers now, he's trading a lot more efficiently. It's no longer like more than 50% extra just added on top of his units lost tab. About like double. It's okay, it's okay. I would like to see him get another base. That would be nice. In comes finally some sort of a solution towards the lurkers. The ghost tech is going to be produced here by Byun. Maybe a bit too haphazardly trying to finish off the game with the Marine Marauders here. I mean, there may have been an opportunity for him to... Oh my, that's a nice catch. Hydralisk from beneath. But yeah, I do think there may have been an opportunity there at some point in time for Byun to finish off the game in such a manner, but right now I just don't really see it happening anymore. Nice EMP on those Vipers will not allow those lurkers to have safe haven from the siege tanks, and a lot of them do manage to destroy whatever lurker was nearby enough. Losing a lot of them right there. 16 in total already lost. Now things may actually start turning on their head once again. Those ghosts, as long as they're controlled appropriately and with enough vigor, which we know Byun can do, they should be able to start taking out these lurkers right now. So they're just got to be a bit careful, walk along the edges, make sure that he has roaches and hydras attacking the ghosts so they don't snipe away from a distance. Ooh, this could be another base just blown up just like that. 4 medevacs. They hit hard and they hit quick. Some drones trying to get on top of this as well. I guess there's no necessity to really focus down the drones. So kind of like that choice there from Byun. Because there is probably a bit of oversaturation going on now anyway. Going for the hydras and the roaches instead. Right, Byun does feel like he is once again gaining the upper hand here. Byun is... Well, that could be a nice one if the ghosts do manage to catch wind of what's going on though. Escape to the medevacs. These lurkers, yeah, I just don't see them pushing into this situation, you know. Oh, that's a good catch. A couple of ghosts. Alright. Bit more of that and we'll have ourselves a match again, but this is Solar trying to make something happen that is just not supposed to happen this way. Blinding Cloud, yeah, GG is called. Solar getting a bit anxious, I suppose, and trying to finish off the game there. Top right side, the man that needs to get his eggs in multiple baskets. Got something going here. It's a blue Zerg from Kaiser Gaming. Solar. And in the bottom right side, we have a red Terran fighting for the rebellious Shopifyers. It is Byun. Alright, once again, hatchery first. Look at that though, no barracks on the map this time around. Solar being the one getting a bit of an upper hand this time around in the rock, paper, scissors, I would say. This is what he wants to be up against. Just a regular Terran that's sitting back at home as he's making a nice quick first hatchery. Or hatchery first. That's the proper way to say it. Oh, who cares? Who cares? Someone in the YouTube comments is going to be like, oh, I can't believe he said first hatchery rather than hatchery. It's gonna, I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. Gotta be aloof. I'm not calling myself aloof. I'm just calling myself aloof. It's a word on its own. For those who do not know. Suave. We'll try our best. Maybe one day. Sorry about that. Had to press a button and then I pressed the wrong button. Happens to the best of us. I've seen pro gamers press the wrong buttons before, and their entire thing is pressing buttons. Talking about pressing buttons, the Matcherino codes right now, it's just a simple button press. You don't even need to grab a code, copy, paste, which also is, you know, a different way of pressing buttons, I suppose, but a lot easier, a lot more doable for all you people out there not entirely certain how the copy-paste function actually operates. Man, look at this spread of Zerglings here. That is very cool to see. Look at Look at that vision being gotten right now from Mr. Solar. He's got a Zergling on the front side as well. Checking out every which angle. He does not want a proxy anything near his anything. Uh-oh. Nah, it's okay. Love my castings sometimes. Uh-oh. That's fine. Oh, no. Oh, no. Never mind. Little medevac drop coming along. Are we going to see another Hellbat push is what I'm wondering right now. We do have the Banshee cloak coming in. Maybe Solar expecting here another Hellbat push. Seeing those Hellions, I mean, that's got to trigger your warning signals quite heavily. We don't have an armory yet, do we? No, okay. I might be wrong. I mean, he might just be wanting it to make it look like a Hellbat push and then come in with those Banshees. The Hellbats, normally you would want to get yourself a lot of the Queens, that in that sense, right? The Bailing Nest as well, if we said before. Very important to hold pushes like these. But Byun just kind of making it look like one thing and then coming in very quickly with another entire different angle of approaching this. Couple of Hellions there chasing the Zerglings. That's a bit of a shame. There's a lot of drones there you could pick up. 6 of them to be precise. I don't know if he thinks that's not enough, but it's a good amount. It's worth getting. He gets 5 of them. The Banshee's not quite here yet. Where is the Banshee? That's a Hellion. Is this the Banshee? There it is. There you are. So yeah, Banshee will be the next follow-up here. There are no Spore Crawlers anywhere. We do have Cloak available here as well, so that's going to be a big deal. As the Banshee comes in, all sneaky beaky like. Still in production as well, so no way of getting a quick overseer. Spore Crawler still in production. Let's see how many drones are going to be on the fully of the Banshee, as Mr. Solar just a little bit too slow with his Spore Crawler. He's going to lose 5 more drones here. That is a rough spot to be in. More than enough Queens so far on this side, though. That will be no further drone kills on that natural base. Main base, however, still a little bit exposed. As the Banshee cloak runs out, things got a bit too rough for him. Another Banshee over here, already managed to pick up 3 kills as well. Trying to set up in the very awkward angles where the Queens just barely cannot hit them. The Spore Crawlers barely cannot see them, I suppose. Now losing both of them. 8 kills for the Banshees. 6 Hellions also have gone down. 6 Marines. I mean, I think Solar's still in an okay position here. You know, I don't particularly think that he's ahead in any sense of the word, but I don't think this should be just immediately lost from this position. You know, I don't think that it is. At least I'm hoping it isn't. Nah, it really shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. This Marine attack may be looking a bit intimidating, but look at this. We got Bailings on the way. We have the Bailing speed halfway done as well. It's going to not arrive exactly at the time at which you would like, but this is still Marines without combat shield as well. Without the +1/+1. If he's going to wait for those upgrades to complete, which he isn't, Bailing speed would be completed as well, right? And then for Byun, you probably want to have this fight before the Bailing speed rather than when you have your +1/+1 as well as the combat shield. And still, it's not what really you're looking for here as the Terran player. Catch us a nice Overlord right there. We'll be able to pick up all the Marines. Too many Spore Crawlers for him to feel comfortable pushing into there. Overlord speed, not enough to save those Overlords, it seems. So... Solar. It is just the two spore crawlers. It's the one from the natural and the main base. Really dig how he set up those spore crawlers over here, trying to deny the medevac safe passage. Well, Byun, he is a persistent little fella, isn't he? Will not give up without a fight. Full bangs over here. Will not be able to move along that supply depot wall. We're going to have a long walk around. A little medevac drop right there. Well prevented. But does manage to escape once again on the left side, though. There is another advantage for Mr. Byun. A couple of Widow Mines here. They could be quite harmful for the Banelings, but slightly too far south placed. Meaning they will not be able to get the connections that they're looking for. Marines in the main base. Is this actually going to work out for Byun? It looks like it will. Yes, those Zerglings, not enough on their own. Now he might be able to just start taking out the spores. Is that what he's going for? It looks like it is. Drilling class coming up with the ever continuing supply line of Marines pushing across this map. Starting to feel like Byun is just starting to style a little bit on his opponents here. So I just need 3 units to beat you. Marines, medevacs, and Widow Mines. And then my amazing ability to spread out units, of course, as well. To control the Marines. Here we go. Oh, there's still more Banelings. It's just not quite enough, is it? Byun is being a little bit too careful, perhaps, with his circling or Marines. Sorry. Also have to get out of there. That got really close, though. I think if Byun managed to... wait a moment. Yeah, alright. That's still it, isn't it? I mean, that fight was really close. But I still feel like with the units that were there, Byun may have been able to win it if he had him impressed to pick up the Marines as often as he had. It really prevents your Terran damage from kicking in as long as you have those Marines in that medevac, of course. It's a tremendous amount of damage that's just not being utilized. If you're still continuing the fight. Trying to unload every time. Medevac, Widow Mine drop there, kind of falling short. Nothing to worry about though for Byun, he's perfectly fine with this. Lurkers are on the production tab though, and that could be a bit of a stinger here. I realise we have about 40 supply extra added on top of that of solar. In favour for Byun, I mean. But those Lurkers might be able to finally stop this bleeding from going on. Particularly because there's not been that much of a transition out of Byun. He's still on this very, very heavy Marine army with the Widow Mines, and none of those units particularly keen on doing hand-to-hand combat with Lurkers. Although, you know what, they are keen on just getting in there and ruining Solar's chances of winning once again. Oh man. This is just rough. He's just everywhere. Byun is on absolute fire today. Man, I'm very impressed with what kind of style we see Byun play today. Yeah, it is truly something. Just look at this, man. He's over here as well. Once again, he's going to load that up without getting banging damage. He's going to take out these Lurkies, spreading out his units. Widow Mines into the ground, saves them as well. Sending in more units over here on the Banging Nest. There's, well, going to be another army coming in. And that's it. GG. Just like that. Byun, a second 3-0 victory. Just like that.